Gold. Coach Romain Folz and Chichen Komo, Yebesamba President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Nensem so Yanko Ahumane so na yene the coach of Ash Gold and Chichen Komo. Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, Coach?
Oh, good, thank you.
Fantastic. Romain Folz is a 30-year-old Frenchman who coaches Premier League side Ash Gold. First of all, Coach, you've been in Ghana before. You've been with Bechem United and all of that. But for this season, how do you assess the competition in our Premier League?
I've always said that the level of the Ghana Premier League is good. Obviously, the players are very skillful. I think what makes a difference between top teams and regular teams in the league is the organization on transitions, whether it's defensively or offensively. But I would say, to answer your question, I would say that overall I'm not surprised by the good level of a lot of teams. So it's a very competitive league.
Absolutely. Now, you've handled Ash Gold in 4 games. You drew with Karela away. You beat Hartevok by a lone goal. You again drew with King Faisal in Techiman. Then yesterday, you beat Bechem United by 4-0. What exactly have you changed with this Ash Gold team that's making you unbeatable in the first 4 games of the second round?
No, it's as I first said when I arrived. I think everyone knew that the main problem of the team was the defensive side. So we're still working on that. So far, it's been going well on that part. Offensively, I told also to everyone that maybe it would take a little bit more time because it depends what the priorities are, and I set up my priorities clearly. But I said to everyone that our goal would be to be as effective as we can defensively and offensively. What will change, I don't know, because I cannot tell you what has been done before. So it would be presumptuous for me to answer that question. I can just tell you that we've been working very hard and very well with the boys since I arrived. I had the chance to bring someone from Europe that I know with me to help me out working with the team. So far so good, but as I always say to the players, it's good to do good games. The most difficult thing is to repeat that on a consistent basis. Everyone can do 1-2 good games like that. The most difficult part is to do it on a weekly basis.
Very well. So consistency is key for Ash Gold this season. That's nice to listen to. But at the end of 34 games, there'll be proper assessment of what you've done so far with Ash Gold. What's your ambition? Do you want to be in the top 4, qualify for the African competitions, or ultimately win the Premier League?
No, as I said, I've been asked that question even before I had my first game coming here against Karela, and I'm going to give you the same answer. We're taking game after game, and that's really what we're doing. We're taking game after game, try to win every game every week. And I told my boys that when we come to the last games, we'll see where we are in the standings. But in all honesty with you, I don't pay much attention to who wins, who doesn't win. I focus on our games, and we'll see where we are when we get closer to the end.
Okay. You've introduced some young chaps, Saint Osei, Gordon Kusi, Brooklyn, and you've even changed the goalkeeper in his now Kofi Mensah. He used to be some other goalkeepers, Robert Dabo and one other Burkinabe who was brought on board. Why these radical changes? Why are these young boys part of your team now?
I don't really mind who is young, who is old. If you're 18 or 19 and you're better than another player who might be 10 years older than you, I don't pay much attention to that. My only goal is to assemble a team that meets my criteria of work and that delivers what I expect them to deliver. Doesn't matter what age you are, what nationality you are. If you're a good player and I think you can be valuable to the team, I'll make you play.
Okay, I was going through your support system. For example, your video analyst Newton, assistant coach Dia. You have your sporting director and Professor Darlin. How are these guys helping you cope with the situation in Ghana and, most importantly, improving the team Ash Gold?
No, you can always improve. You're never at the maximum level you want to be at. You can always improve in any situation. I would say it's very important when I first arrived to segment the work. Everyone knows what they have to do. You don't step into someone else's role. It's very important. So that was one of my first duty to establish who is doing what. You didn't mention, but I also brought Manu Rodriguez from Spain with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, who has been here for over 2 weeks. who's doing a big job as well on every session. He's also taking care of the keepers very well. You can see the fact that our goalkeepers are not conceding much, so I give him also credit for that. So no, I would say, to answer your question, I would say everyone knows what he has to do. Everyone produces his duty of work, and so far it's going well. But I'm very pleased with my staff, and hopefully we're going to keep working with the same exigence with ourselves, and it's going to be good for the rest of the season.
I appreciate and truly love your ambition for Ash Gold. But finally, the club you manage is a very demanding club. Its fans have a tradition of doing so well in continental competitions, and they've won the Ghana Premier League as well. It's a club with history. What will you want to tell your fans wrapping up on this interview?
If I had a message for the fans, the first thing would be that everything we do on a daily basis is for them. Our end goal is to make them proud. So we try our best. We give the maximum effort. We work every day to do our best on the field and every game to make them proud. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the only thing I can guarantee to them is that we always try our best and we always give 100%. The more they can support us, the better it is, and we hope to make them proud, and we hope to have them come into the stadium to support us.
You talked about winning game after game. Your next game is against Elmina Sharks. That's a tough one. Can you promise your fans a win in that encounter?
No, I'm not promising wins. I'm not promising anything, even outside football. Life is very unpredictable. The only thing I can tell you, and that's what I said in all the games I've been part with Ash Gold so far, and even in Betchem in the past, I tell you that we're going to do our very best. We step into the field to win. There's no game you're going to hear me say, okay, we're going there for a tie or something. It's 11 against 11. Everyone has a chance to win. We know we're going to face a good team. As I told you earlier in this interview, every team in Ghana has potential. Every team is good. Every team is a threat. It comes down to, on that game, who is better than the opponents. And on every game, whether it's Shark, whether it's whoever we play, we try our best to be the best team during 90 minutes. And that game coming weekend is not going to be different. We'll do our best. So what I say to my supporters and our supporters, I can say, we're going to try and do our very best to get the win, and hopefully we'll get that.
As always, it's a pleasure talking to you, Romain, and we wish you the very best of luck. Hopefully you get a title at the end of 34 games in the Premier League season.
Thank you for your time.
Grateful. Romain Falls, a head coach, Emma Ashanti Goldenra. Omushe Betchem United Kanaya Omo Entumi Ansimo Adabraka into a church him or say Ghana Premier League no competition no osro wasom e Betchem United pen onim sani anioma sitie na ebisan say den ani so or say Ash Gold you be anim enye team omo pre ase ho de bia no mo pre so mbeko omanim na de ehia ne say nda no kɔ nanim no na de bia no modemo no omo san sisu biom e modemo na eso ani no omo be consistent e was afam no bisan say ode nkwala bia rewura team no mo sento say ne Brooklyn nominate Kofi Mensah no so ono de on hwe say we di 40 years now modemo so ani nko ade abebobo no enti nkwala na omo modemo so ani a omo so AC akan obi an Mr. Ash Gold so no omo team of technical men a obi abua Professor Dale Newton nom any dianum nyina wo ho o so obi anim na djuma nti obi aye ne de goalkeeper trainer ode no aba no so no obi aye ne de nti e kambo mu a na ma Ash Gold modemo no so atumi aso ani na de odi twa to no say supporters no munya abotre nkakrakra win beba na football de enya de abetumi predict na omo so kakra betumi aye bia aboa no omo ebetumi aboa ama Ash Gold modemo no etumi aso ani tini tough bom no Romain Falls or Ash Gold for head coach ne nsemo or de atudwa eso eno no yanko ahoma no so biom yanko Elmina Sharks afeye na yani said na nyamode Tony said na nyamode good afternoon.
Good afternoon. All we try.
Hey, na Elmina Sharks there be a pressure
me catch him from the number of years Mendo SRT this week and last year I can't think more than
So pressure. FA4 website where 4 players of Elmina Sharks have been under suspension and fines for misconduct in their Ghana Premier League match against Mediama Sporting Club at the Indum Stadium in Elmina. The suspended players are Samuel Arthur, Justice Mensah, Emmanuel Gustav, Addington, and Alhaji Mustafa. Tony, then of course Elmina, Coach Odatelam to call FA4 the sanctions. Tomoso, is your club in disarray?
Pure FM.
The first point is Coach Odatelam Koi. I give permission so to can call any other be and I granted permission.
Not Tony said permission, so goes all.
Because there as a omba
okay. In the middle of the season.
Oh, sir, in the middle of the season. We have already passed the middle of the season.
Oh, but we are 4 games into the second round. It will just coach or quite on Bibia.
And nobody else than Yako and also.
Okay. What's your story? Young Quenim.
Medase, Ampa Yahoo ruling like the disciplinary committee decision no more Abano. But the important thing is point 8 of the decision now. I say that should a set player be satisfied with the ruling. We have 1 day to appeal. So we are going to appeal the decisions now, but for all of them, the South African management are deciding.
Yes, but in appealing, me assure say money players no subekasa say nioma bi wa was so mu ye say referee take decision bi na enso ania their reaction to the decision no was say a minimal kakra na.
Oh, Obeka in some way see no ye ka see investigation bi the niama bi who say there was a time even the security was compromised in a way allowing Kofoba begin to say Omoba. Now we're taking into account and now we have also looked at ourselves and seeing if we have done something wrong and what can be done to remedy the situation. The guys, we have had a conversation and I would talk to them in Tubenhua. From that game where they see this game my boy over the weekend, you who say you play a bika any rest a referee and akasa and thing in that part, on that part, a young age mama players so I get to is to give their best on the field of play, leave the decision and off the field incidents, management, and take charge of that. In turn, there, young age mapa, a so much in
okay, and to appeal na fena more drafty.
No, I've been here drafted. We have up to tomorrow. It is about 9 or something. I have to cross check, but definitely get back.
Very well. Tony, as always, pleasure talking to you and we hope for the best as far as Elmina Sharks are concerned.
We always want the positive news and negative way. If my boy and by any chance, we hope that all these issues will be put aside now and concentrate on the game. In Timonco's entirety.
Okay. Fantastic. Tony said Nyamode, a communications director for Elmina Sharks Premier League side. Nesemwa or the Atuyanimeno.
Pure FM.
Okay. Omampanyin Semwa or the two CEOs and directors of major institutions. Ewa Memuhano. Asamna Yami Dadodo. Ewa Sami Santieni Bium. Entiensa Yen Santi Omampanyin.
I've invited you here because I need your help. As you all know, football is the great passion of our people. Much as the results of matches involving Asante Kotoko, Real Madrid, Tottenham Hotspur, Juventus, and Orlando Pirates can be the sources of great anguish and happiness, nothing matches the deep sense of disappointment that accompanies a bad game for the Black Star. The reason is not far to understand. The Black Stars are an integral part of the legend of Ghana. The last time the Black Stars brought the cup back home, the fourth occasion, was 1982, 40 years ago next year. Indeed, next year we'll witness 2 great competitions affecting the Black Stars, the African Cup of Nations, due to take place in Cameroon. Happily, the Black Stars qualified in grand style for the tournament. They are left with their adequate preparation. The Global is the FIFA World Cup, the apex competition of world football, scheduled for June in Qatar. The team has to play 8 World Cup qualifying matches plus 2 international friendlies in Europe. The target is to bring the cup home next year by winning AFCON 2022. We have to go a step further than the second places recorded in 1992, 2010 and 2015 and bring the 40-year drought to an end. We must also reach at least the semi-finals of the World Cup in Qatar. Our exploits in South Africa in 2010, where we reached the quarterfinals of the World Cup, tell us that once properly prepared, we have the quality and the talent to match any of the best teams in the world. The task might appear daunting, but it is certainly not insurmountable. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, working with the Ghana Football Association, needs some 25 million United States dollars to realize our objectives for these 2 major tournaments. Even before the onset of COVID-19, government would have found it difficult to raise this amount by itself. Government, however, is committed to dollars of this targeted amount. I'm aware the pandemic has wreaked havoc on all aspects of our national life, affecting revenues of government and many of you, but also resulting in increase in profit for others. We should be reminded of the fact that a successful Ghana in the world's game brings credit and renown to all Ghanaians and Ghanaian businesses and opens up even more doors for Ghanaians and their businesses. So I'm asking all of you to contribute to raising the balance of this amount, which is 15 million United States dollars. Before I conclude, I want to introduce the young men in charge of this project.
Pure FM.
His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Nensemo or the 2 joiner no pay or the Jubilee House no na ne tofa ba mu no o say football there emu ya na emusu ede na say Black Stars no say arewo basa na de emano ha Ghana for no say omo kan ye ho omo ye nuanom nti ewura ye mu mane ye ya pa na Ghana winning the 4th Cup of Nations no 1982. Yes, you have from 40 years. Now, Fiwe no, ya fear a woman, you know, your tournaments, me no there in World Cup, any AFCON. Now, World Cup no crowd, about 8 qualifying games. Near about 2 international friendlies, Europe. Inti, I was here boy home. Now, Opesa anka ye this second in Premier 1992, 2010, any 2015. Inti anka yanko ye nimna AFCON yenje. Now no crown or what to say World Cup ya kwa no kata no ya de kura na nye semi-finals no kai South Africa 2010 de koye ho na ohwe South Africa 2010 na ya ho boa so ani any quality ya wo say quality no na ka ho boa na ye betumi e de akọ in Ministry of Youth and Sports and GFA omo ka omo tuma bom ehwe sika e behia no na $25 million na COVID-19 wa hu say obi ebre. But ebi muso anyamfaso intino atu nsa from no say omonhwe na omomwa na Ghana Black Stars omode animonyam ba o ye businessman a oso no o business ko nanim inti osre sanka ban benya mu 10 inti 15 na aka no companies no omonkeka omonsa ase na omonfa sika no emra ka se mu enu me won se mienu pe ameka na minim se memfan share china se memfan share no Debbie and I make masem. Okay. Yen to aswe. Yen ko enim. Honorable Yusuf Mustafa or your Minister of Youth and Sports on Osunin Samoa or the 2 Jumedi na sinye.
Again in Cameroon next year and also to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. This campaign, which requires substantial amount of investment to be able to execute this mandate. Government alone cannot shoulder the cost at the expense of other sporting discipline. The only exception, of course, has been the inability of the team to win the AFCON. But they have come so close to winning on a number of occasions. The Black Stars do not only qualify for World Cup, but they also impressed the whole world by reaching the second round of the 2006 World Cup in Germany and qualified in Germany and quarterfinals in the 2010 edition. The Black Stars also reached 6 semi-finals in AFCON between the 2008 and 2017 and came close to winning it twice but lost in the finals. Your Excellency, it's evidently clear that there is a linkage between corporate support to our national team and performance. And as we seek to replicate this memorable performance in the past, we will surely require the support once again. Supporting the Black Stars will enable government to use budget fairly to support other sporting disciplines, especially as the nation gear up for the Tokyo Olympics in July this year. The Ministry of Youth and Sports assured all our commitment to strict and judicious use of financial resources which will be at the disposal of the Black Stars and other sport bodies from both public and private sources. Together with all stakeholders, we will put in place a strict mechanism to check wastage and assured accountability, whilst pushing towards the realization of our national dream of winning the AFCON in Cameroon and also qualifying for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar.
Yusuf Mustafa, Minister of Youth and Sports. So we're here live on Facebook. Jumedi Ekoso in Anope. Now a breakfast meeting. Now in Anope, sorry, in we make kind tro kron and Madrin Kosi Ezekiel 22:30. Ezekiel chapter 22 verse 30. I'll say, I looked for someone among them who will build up the wall and stand before me in the gap on behalf of the land, so that I will not destroy it. But I found no one. And I'm Madrin Kosi 1 Timothy 2:1 and 2. I urge then, first of all, that petitions and prayers, intercession and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and for those in authority, that we may live peacefully and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. Means the other kind, so ye adwuma bia, so ton pabwa, so ye taxi driver, so ton edianit seramat, or boutique to sell Papa P, ana achia master, ana abrefi collections, ana oye teacher ni, oye doctor, oye fire service, oye police ni, oye soldier ni, oye adwuma bia no yero ho ye na pesika to na fa bisie de tosumienu menka semwe Black Stars 25 million no menka ho asem biom de tosumienu ye mompaye ma ye mpanyifo mo daya no omo hia mpaye so ye muslimini Muhammadan ni ana osom bosom ana osom Kristo e wo so ye bompaye meka ye kwa sorry those times e ka say ye mompaye ma o man mpanyifo a na e chedodo na den kwana president ya bompa ya mana bomp afen mehu se hu hia papa because adiano e ya jinsem Black Stars $25 million Mr. President Christian Faunsembra ansa na obeban Christian me pacho Coach Boadu say yen support to for the management team no any obia no muntumi NG League no.
Yeah, what I want to say that they should support the team, even though every coach is running out of the house of football. But I came in strongly to take that job. They should support and pray for the team and support Toke and the management so that the team can reach the highest standard.
Fantastic. Coach Samuel Boadu, head coach, had to work Ninsem and on Christian.
Well, Obi, Kakra no can say. Asem no baby am fam free ene ho baby am fan wie baby am yam hye me pa ne se Black Stars eko World Cup a yebobo 8 matches so o man panika sa yeah na sa 8 matches na chi no yabo 2 friendly matches in Europe nti together ni nyina na yebobo 10 matches sa 10 matches no Ghana boka on those 10 matches na Oman Penisi $10 million on 10 matches, which means that every game be gonna bobo biano $1 million. Yet your memo say $1 say any try. Ye bo qualifies keko. Am I in room fi say si qualify we are after ne be budget for the World Cup on swaba. It is $10 million no just for qualifying keke. Yeah, qualify for the World Cup no kwa. Any 2 friendly games ebobo e de aboa ho akọ World Cup no. Ghana man boka $10 million. 10. An average of $1 million per game. Na tie mamu asia the core problems are confront to my way no. Omampani elusu touch of the very core problems are Ghana for facing. Na mentiase say Ghana has nkwa obi. And yadwuye say we should not address the fundamentals debi. Yentwa ya tournament ni ba be dura yemfa sika nko yebekwa akwaje. Other countries are planning. They are building the basics. Sikana, what's your Fanko World Cup? No, they will use that money to build the basis in Kakanka Krasa and start building of basis. No fundamentals. I don't back what you World Cup. No, Ghana there, yam building infrastructure. There be yam building the basis. There be yam doing yes, sir. Ye try need to be qualifier. Ye disika eka team no one. Ye be kwa kwaje. Ano panameka, the mama wura ho ne say uye nipa you learn from precedents and ema to atwam no you learn from it. Ye Chelsea AFCON trophy obi awiane tamewie program no extra na mewie me calculate the amount of money ye spend it on Chelsea AFCON trophy ye ntimi nyeye sekeskan kwa senki entwai ye qualify tournament na ye first kan ko e ba ko dia me sure say ka AFCON trophy no ya just in Egypt the amount of money we have wasted say ye Chelsea just an AFCON trophy bia ye do go kakra fa ho oje kura sa nya odia ogia after be 2 years say be gi dia ko says ka ya spend it in chasing an AFCON trophy no obi it will amaze you but yet ye ntimi nya trophy ni mai oye obia na hu say e was a precedence no say over the years ye disika kase nyina akọ tournament ye kwa ntimi nya it tells you say there's something that we are not doing right. It's not just about money. Say kase kan ko ade ankaji AFCON no. That is why the last time we be bisa say yes ye beji AFCON, yes ye beji AFCON. As a people, ya tena say I investigations e would ntimi nya AFCON ana. Na when I catch on Mampani any the ministry say the ntimi nya AFCON e is kasem. Ye kasai ene ke proper investigations. And ye hu say the entire Ghana ntimi nya AFCON e is kasem dia. So Mampani ka to discare kwa ubetimi atena sikakra. But there is no any study whatsoever. Actually say the entire Ghana ntimi nya AFCON e is kasem. But yet again another AFCON is approaching. Fundamentals na ntimi nya AFCON no one is looking at it baby. Yes, I repeating the same thing now. Yeah, over the years now, MN resource no an opportunity to create loot and share. $25 million here Kenya no. You don't na be fan chenche. Amount for an opportunity for people to enrich themselves. Then you know na smesi ya no benti aye yes tam at the expense of the country. At the expense of the country. The yami obi ne say there are two questions in the administration now. Many people fought against it, you know. And now it is finding itself back into a football. How do you explain to the ordinary Ghanaian living on the street? See about 8 World Cup qualifiers. 8. We are about friendly matches in the to so 10 games, $10 million.
Christian, hold your fire. We say one pie, one mine, no. Pie.